Hello everyone, welcome to yet another cube draft from my hand here on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. What a tough pack we're looking down at here. Look, I really love Gut. It's like one of the best aggro cards I've found, but we're passing Chain Lightning in case we start our draft with Gut. If we try and go Broken with some kind of black-based combo with Vampiric Tutor, we're passing Grist and Troll. I don't like any of this. I might just pick Chain Lightning because I think Gut actually has a shot at wheeling, but I'm really not sure. I'll try with Chain Lightning here. Interesting pack. The good thing about Chain Lightning is you play it in any, like, let's say I play blue-red or whatever. Whereas Gut is just an aggro card. So speaking of blue-red, I think I'm supposed to take Flash here over something like Prismatic Vista and Othari. For some people, the Jit would also be mentioned here. I like Jit. Flash is just super broken. It combos with, let me think, like Atraxa, combos with Triplicate Titan, combos with Woodfall Primus, combos with Atali, and then I'm sure there are other, like, let's call it tier 2 Flash cards. Okay, so blue-red is not a bad place to be, as it seems. Here I can go Dak Faden. Always a solid card. Has gotten a bit worse, I would say. But it's still like a super strong card. It's also selection, so I can look to put my A plus B combo together. I don't think that pick is unreasonable. Dak over Mystic Confluence. The thing about Mystic Confluence is it's like, if you get to counter a spell, draw 2 cards, that's like when you're winning the game, so to speak. When you're turning the corner, I bet, is the right term. I'm going to take Dak because it's cheaper and I have interest in putting together A plus B combo. So I just talked about the tier 1 options for Flash, and I think Triplicate Titan is one of them. The three threes are pretty hard to deal with, and I'm taking it out of a somewhat weak pack, so happy to take the Titan here, put the Flash in the same pile. Most likely they don't do anything aside from helping each other. This is a cool start. Let's say I started with Gut. I most likely would have had to make some not super exciting picks or leave it behind, something along those lines. Next pack here, not much to say. A Braid is like a bread and butter card. Killing an artifact, killing a small creature is good. I like Tundra, but that would be very speculative at the moment. This, I just know I'm just slotting it right into the deck. What I am curious about this draft is whether blue is actually open. I mean, aside from the Mystic Conflict that we saw, which is, that could just be like Power, Sheldred. There you go. There's your third pick. And then it's not really a sign, right? The Sheldred could be anything in that tier, like Mana Drain, Fourth Eulingus, etc. Minskenmu, Oko, stuff like that, right? So it's not really a proof that blue is open. It doesn't have to be super open for us to put together a reasonable Izzet deck, but it would be kind of cool to get, a little bit of cantrips, a little bit of counters, some card draw. Let's see if that's the case. That's a pretty late One Ring we have here. I like the One Ring, especially when you're putting together combos where you can kind of make up for the fact that your life total is gonna dwindle a bit. I'm taking it over Brainstorm. Okay, One Ring's a good pickup. With a card like One Ring, you actually want ramp, which is not something I value as much normally in my Izzet deck. Then it's just like, oh, cheap removal, some 3 and 4 drops, some 5 and 6 drops, and then that's it, right? We can kind of play on curve and it's fine. But with a card like the One Ring, getting it into play earlier than you're supposed to is huge. But we have time. Something like red Signet or blue Signet would be cool. There's Through the Breach, which I think I'm supposed to take because if I get something like a Troxa, then it's like double duty. I have 2 enablers in Flash and Breach, and I have 2 creatures that they're good with. If you can have 2 copies of each of your combo category, that's huge. That's working on the consistency, which is sometimes the issue. Like drawing a Triplicate Titan in your opening hand is oftentimes a mulligan. Same with Flash, same with Breach. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so here I think I'm supposed to take Ulamog because if nothing else, it combos with Through the Breach. It doesn't do anything with Flash unless I want to, reshuffle my graveyard. I like this start. It's pretty apparent that blue might not be open, but having some blue cards, you can always have that, right? Okay, the gut even wheeled, which is interesting. So now I'm thinking to myself, is it too late to go red aggro with the broken package? If the answer is yes, it is too late. I'm supposed to take delayed Fire Blast, Fireball, which is, great against aggro. But it just might be that I'm aggro and splashing here, which is funny archetype. Glorybringer, I mean, it is a good one, and I'm not sure I'll play Factory in 2-color. Let's take the Mutt. The Mutt is not terrible. These cards are terrible. Let's take the best one out of the pack. Huh, okay, so this might be a hard draft to navigate. Because the red aggro cards were still there. Hate picking the card that's actually good against red aggro. Huh. The status after the first pack is these cards are aggro, and then I have some combo cards over here, and they generally don't go very well together. Let's see how this evolves. Okay, we didn't learn anything from that pack. We're just gonna take a Mox Jet. I would obviously love to have a Fury in my deck. Strip Mine as well is a good one. But yeah, Mox Jet. That's a ram for the One Ring. Also very good with Gut. It is possible I just play... No, I must... The Through the Breach must be better than Glorybringer, but let's see. I mean, I think we need to learn a little bit more about our deck. I could also see myself just cutting Glorybringer and then saying, okay, I have 2 halves of my deck, or maybe like 2/3 of aggro. Whatever. Let's see. Okay, so here it's Steam Vents versus Inti. Inti is a premier 2-drop in my opinion. This card, let me just read it out loud. Whenever you attack, which means you don't have to put this in a combat, much like Gut. Whenever you attack, you may discard a card. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature against Tremble until end of turn. Well, that's not the best, right? But whenever you discard 1 or more cards, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until end of turn. So let's say you play this turn 2, then turn 3 you attack, discard an excess land, and then you kind of have a genre ability the rest of the turn. However, I like working on my mana here, especially if I'm going to end up with blue as being a splash. Inti is a good one. We might not get it back, but I think it's okay. Next pack has a Preordain in it and a Burst Lightning. So this is kind of where I need to make some kind of a decision. The decision will not be final, but it is some kind of a decision. Do I want to smooth out my draws and look to put together combos, or do I want to finish off my opponent using the good old-fashioned method of creature damage and burn to the face? Yeah, I'm gonna pick Preordain here. This draft could get kind of nasty. So here we have some very good options. Imagine I'm going to take Smuggler's Copter. That's usually a card I really like in my aggro deck. So if we take Smuggler's Copter, we can try and wheel either Embercleave or Enra. I think that's reasonable. Taking the Brain Freeze would be very speculative. So let's not do that at this stage. Huh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take Lightning Bolt. Monastery Swiftspear would also have been great, but Lightning Bolt is just too strong. Very good options to have, even a land that would help my mana base. Another land that helps my mana base, and some 3-drops. Maybe we can get the 3-drops in abundance. Maybe we're supposed to work on our mana here. Yeah, I'll try that. Bomad Courier versus Brazen. This is another, you know, where's your deck going? I think I'm okay taking the Bomad. Figure of Destiny is a great card. It will hurt me the more islands I have to play, but I like Figure of Destiny. Great aggro card. So obviously the red deck is open, but the power of Flash plus Fatty is kind of what's keeping me from going full aggro. Because I could just go, oh, no Through the Breach, no Ulamog, keep these two, and then all the rest of these cards are good in an aggro deck. That's very possible. I'll take Pyrokinesis for the sideboard. Let's say I play against white or green. I'm going to be very happy with that card. So because I have stuff like Gut and Copter, I actually want like small creatures in the deck. Like Bomad, like Rapid Battery, like the Swift Spear I passed, but I mean, Lightning Bolt was too strong at that point for me. So this could end up with a burn deck or mono red Sly deck, basically, where I've added the inconsistency of playing Islands, Flash, and Triplicate Titan. Like, I could easily mess up, so to speak, a very, very consistent deck, but I really hope I can make both things happen. Maybe have something like a Mystical Tutor or something. No interesting card left here. I actually want to speculate on Tinker specifically by taking the Portal. It's that or taking Blood Chief's Thirst. But the thing is, this is a league, so I'm not going to be playing against my opponents. So it's going to have more value to do that way. Is Astral Dragon good with Flash? Enters, create 2. So you can basically, at the very least, you make 2 3/3s that are also lands. Let's say the board is empty. 2 3/3 flyers. That's kind of funny. I mean, I guess it's serviceable. We wield both of the red cards, which is... Wow, we wield the Swift Spear. Let's go. This is awesome. Am I really going to cut those cards? Am I just going to go, whoop, you guys are gone. I play red. I'm going to keep these cards for now. Obviously, I don't think I'm cutting the Preordain. Well, no, I'm not sure. Mutavault I might play. Let's see. There's a Traxa. Good with Flash, good with Breach. Oh my god. I would love to hear you guys' opinion on whether I'm supposed to say no to broken stuff or say they're a welcome addition to the team. So basically, this change I just made down there, now I have 2+2, what I initially talked about. Huh. Yeah, let's take the Channeler. That also helps search / get rid of combos that I don't need. There's Woodfall Primus. Is Woodfall Primus better than Triplicate Titan? They're probably very similar. I'm not going to work on upgrades right now. Yeah. So out of the first pack, let's talk about something that's not a dilemma. That's just some observation here. I actually think Gut is better than Chain Lightning if I go mono red aggro, but I picked this over Gut for 2 reasons. Chain Lightning is better like in any red deck that's not super aggressive. Let's say blue red control. And Gut is more likely to wheel. There's simply just, well, first for that fact, and for the fact that it's complicated for people to read a new card and go, what's a background? When you attack, like, you can easily miss that this card's not, it doesn't have to, you know, endanger itself in combat to be good. Whatever. It's water under the bridge, but it's just some, I think if I pick the Gut, there's no way I wield the Chain Lightning. That's basically my point. Okay, so this pack we have Palantir. I always like that card. We have Sheldog Isle. Sheldog Isle is insane with my big creatures. If the game drags on, like Dak Faden is insane with Sheldog. So playing a Sheldog instead of playing an island in my deck is just crazy good. I'm actually gonna do that. Just imagine I hit like a track so the game goes on and my red deck has that kind of late game. That's sick. Huh. Yeah, this is an interesting pack. So I think I can take Fire Covenant and try and port it in and pick up black fixing, but I think it's better to try and speed up my game plan with a card like Lotus Petal. It's insane with the One Ring. You can always bin it to Dak if it doesn't make a difference. You can sack it to Gut. You can discard it to Smuggler or Mutt. Yeah, I think Petal is good. Having the opportunity to really do it to him is good. Here's Torsten. But I think Torsten is like, I don't know, on the level of Triplicate Titan. Maybe Torsten is actually better. Then the question becomes, am I even interested in double on color talisman? Am I even interested in that? Like go that card. It's good with the ring. It's good with breach. Tough call. I'll take it. I'm really not sure. It's not my favorite deck to play talismans in. Let me put it that way. Let's take Voldaren Epicure. That card is also very good with gut. It leaves like two irrelevant things compared to 4/1 menace skeletons. I think I'm getting somewhat close to a functional deck here. Let's say red with a twist. I'm trying to think of a cool name for this deck, but I'm sure you already read that in the title, whatever I came up with. I don't think anything rolls off the tongue here. Okay. Firebolt is just fine to round out the deck. Let's see where we're at. I think we need like one or two more playables. If I just add 13 lands right now, I will play 16 lands with the Mox, Petal, and Talisman. I think that's a bit too much. I also wonder how many islands I'm actually going to play. I have Flash, Preordain, and Dak. The Shadow Spear is not bad. It can definitely win some sideboarded games. And the other cards aren't doing anything, so let's put that in the deck for now. Okay. I did wheel Grim Lavamancer. I do like myself another one drop over the Spear. The Spear is going to be good if I'm in a realistic creature race. It's not very strong if you're the most aggressive deck in the matchup, like by far. Sometimes, it can be situationally good, but let's see. If I add lands now, I play 15 lands. I actually like that. So right now I have a complete deck that I'm happy with. Flash Atraxa, Flash Triplicate Titan for like early brokenness. The One Ring and Through the Breach for mid to late game high impact stuff. Oh, Fire Blast. Yeah, I might need to play that card. Is Primus better than Triplicate Titan? Killing two lands and leaving a big guy behind is pretty strong, I'll say. But I think it's better to take the unique card here in Fire Blast. It's very possible I'm really on the fence about these cards. Petal. Petal is basically only worth it with like Gut, One Ring, Breach. It's funny, like what do I like the most in this deck? Talisman, which is like low, consistent, or Lotus Petal, which is fast and you know can fall kind of flat. I guess I prefer neither. Okay, so white was also open this draft. I guess I should have noticed that before. Yeah, these cards don't do anything for me. Hmm. Cracking a pedal to play anything but Flash and One Ring might not be exciting at all. What happens if I cut both? If I just go, yeah, I don't want you guys. Then I play 16 lands and a Mox, which is plenty for this deck. I think you can actually cut one. But maybe that's where the Talisman comes into the discussion. Paying 2 mana. No, okay. I'll try like this. I'll add Petal. I'll add basics. And that's my deck. I talked myself into the fact that having a one-shot mana when I need it for potential upside is good. Especially if I don't play it over a land. So let's see, how many blue sources do we need for this deck? I already have 3 built in, which is good. I don't think I need 4. What about 3? Then I have 6. What about mountains? 9. I have 11 starting red. Maybe I need like 10. Is that really it? And then I have 5 blue and a petal. Petal is good with flash. Like, that's worth it for sure, cracking. It's not really nice to crack it for Preordain or DAC. So right now it's, yeah, I guess this is cool. I really like to have a lot of red mana, like Fire Blast, Figure of Destiny, all that stuff. Okay. I'll add these. So I play 15 lands, a couple of artifact accelerants, a crap ton of 1-drops, a lot of 2-drops, and then my curve kind of ends up with, you know, the One Ring, but then I have a 2+2 combo just randomly injected in my deck. I think this is going to be cool. Also, the Sheldar Guile is a way to cheat out of Fatty. I think this is going to be cool. I'm really looking forward to the games. All right, I'll submit this deck and see you guys for the matches. Hey guys, welcome back. Round 1 here of my Vintage Cube draft. I'm playing, is it Burning Combo? And my hand doesn't have anything to do with combo, unless you count Basic Mountains and Efficient red cards as a combo. Great hand. We're on the draw here. On the play, we could have just, you know, ran away with things, I would say. Let's play the Channeler out. My opponent plays some kind of creature. I'm happy to clear the way with a Chain Lightning and get a little bit of value out of the deal. Drew Earth Shaker Kenra. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to play that and attack. Okay, Island might come in handy. There's definitely something to be said about... what if I get Figure of Destiny into play? The next turn I go Kenra. Kenra make unblockable. No, I'm gonna get in for 3 this turn, and then next turn I'll see what's going on. It's pretty cool that Kenra can clear the way for another creature, just like small upside, right? And then in the late game, if this happens to die in a long game, you have a 6 mana 4/4 haster from the yard, which is decent. Okay, opponent. Okay, opponent attacks here. Interesting. So they must have another creature. Oh, they tinker away. That's sick. Love that. Okay, we're in trouble now. Blightsteel Colossus, it is. Okay, I'm just going to check my deck list. I think I'm just dead here. No outs for the Blightsteel. Okay, fair enough. Blightsteel Colossus. We didn't pick up the Brazen Borrower that was in the draft. It's totally reasonable. I didn't expect that, but yeah, very sick. Tinkering away. That card being an artifact is definitely awesome for cards like, let's say, Ursa Saga, or what else do we have? Like Nettlefist and all of that crew. Okay, next hand. This is decent. This is way slower. And we have the Through the Breach in our opener, which means this is going to be a dead card unless I find 3 more mana sources and a fatty. which is a tough task. But that's why a card like Dak Faden can kind of help me sculpt my hand into the mid game. The mid game is, of course, very hypothetical at this stage after getting Blightsteel out in the first game. I'll play Epicure turn 1. I don't mind playing turn 2 tap land, cracking my blood token. We get a little bit of attacking going here, it's fine. Wayfarer. That card is awesome on the draw. We draw Mox. There's something to be said about we might not have to play that land. Maybe we can go Mox. Let's discard. I'll discard this Breach to draw. Okay, I mean, this works. Drawing the Mox was awesome. Now, there's even a chance my opponent will trade off here because they're like, oh, but I'm gonna make my land drop, so this Wayfarer is kind of useless. But they don't, and I'm not gonna make my land drop. Now I'm forcing my opponent to come to me, basically. Because if they don't play a land, I can play this game. I have some attackers. If they do play a land, then I play a land. Yeah, that Mox was a sick draw. Wayfarer is one of the cards in the cube that... I mean, I don't think it's that good, but it has cool utility, like every now and then. So let's see here. Opponent stays back this time. Okay. I draw Preordain. I can't cast it. This is a tab lane. We have to remember that. So right now, I'm actually looking to just attack. No, maybe attack with both. My opponent afford the double block? I don't think so. Yeah, I'll try and force through a little bit of damage here. I have Dak Faden to take over the Lion Sash, which is not nothing. Opponent takes 2. Okay. So now I can play my second land. Let's see what the opponent's up to if they plan on playing from 2 lands as well. Also, I discarded through the Breach, which gives the opponent the idea that my deck really wants more land drops because I'm not that focused of a red deck, which can be good for me here because that might make them not play out third land. Yeah, perfect. So now, whoa, okay, great draws all around here. So what I can do is just play like normal game, keep attacking with my guys here. What happens if I go Dak Fade and steal Lion Sash? Then I just take a 1/1 away from my opponent. That's not exciting. Let's take this. Sorry, let's play this. Preordain. There are a number of flash creatures in those colors. Interesting. I'm actually going to get rid of those because if the opponent decides that we're going to keep playing this game of I'm not going to play land, I'm going to take some damage, then I don't want those mountains. Okay. So I like this. I think I'm supposed to, now that my opponent traded off the Wayfarer, I'm supposed to go Ferocidon, and then if my opponent has a 2-mana counter, it makes room for my Dak, but I'm not even sure what's better for me to resolve. Okay, so all the opponent could do there was activate Lion Sash. Yeah, so I'm looking for this Dak Faden to either take the Lion Sash and, kind of run away with the game, or I can play like passive and beat Blightsteel with that card. The Mutt is not terrible. My opponent can go eat the Wayfarer. Maybe I'm supposed to just target... Let's just target at Lightning Bolt. I think that's reasonable. Just clearing the way, getting in for damage. This is getting tough for the opponent. Even if they play random creatures, they take damage. This card has Menace. Annoying to deal with in combat. I have a Fire Blast in hand. So here I'm just gonna, attack for 5. Play a little bit passive with the deck. Mutt discard Fire Blast feels kind of suboptimal, but I think it's okay. Oh, it's a May. It's a May, meaning whenever I draw... Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I like to be in a position where spells are good to draw, mountains are good to draw. Also, I'm so close to having lethal here. Oh, okay. That's cool. I get Wrath there, which is not what I was dreaming about. One Ring, that is something I was dreaming about. What a draw. Yeah, one Ring is unreasonably good here. I'm going to draw right away because if I play a land, I want to play it. Especially if it was a mountain. Let's say I get Mind Twisted or whatever. I could have Fire Blasted in response. The thing is, we know that our opponent's big play is not enough this game. Let's see if they have anything aside from the Tinker Blightsteel. Demonic Tutor. So I'm basically playing against a blue-white tempo with splashing black for Tutor, and it has Tinker Blightsteel randomly. It should be a good matchup, but the Tinker Blightsteel is... But I guess it's the same as my deck with, Flash 2 broken things. Urborg. So theoretically, we could see a Doomsday here. That's very theoretical. Liliana of the Veil. What am I discarding today? Probably the deck. I have 2 damage on the Mutt. I have 4 damage on the Fire Blast. Well, if I get the Mountain, that is. I'm getting pretty close here. Bomat from Lavamancer. So let's go Mutt, discard a Braid, I guess. Drawn to a Traxa. Perfect. Let's see. Yeah, let's just attack the opponent. Okay, the opponent's at 5. I'm so close to winning this game. The opponent needs something, like, super broken right now. Ideally something that puts them out of reach on life as well. Silent Clearing. I sacrifice a creature. Let's sacrifice the Bomat. So right now, Lavamancer activation and Fire Blast is going to be lethal. And I have a 1 ring going. Sheoldred is awesome. Sheoldred is very awesome, but my opponent needs to deal with that Lavamancer, right? No, my opponent has life gain here. Huh. Okay. The opponent has life gain built in with the Silent Clearing. So let's see if we can draw a mountain here. That'll be pretty good. I draw a mountain. Let's see if the opponent gets lazy here. We get to play the mountain. So if I draw here, I'm gonna lose a bunch of life, right? The opponent doesn't gain life. Okay, so I think we found the W here. We can go Chain Lightning our opponent. If they respond with Clearing, we go Fire Blast Lavamancer activation. Activate Grim Lavamancer. The opponent does that, and we Fire Blast. Okay. So this deck has some scary cards. 4 mana Sweeper, 4 mana Sheldred, even Portal to Phyrexia. Let's say the Colossus isn't great. That deck is scary. How can we deal with Sheldred in this deck? We really can't. It's like double burn it or already be en route to winning. That's a tough ask. Sheldred's so strong. Okay. But my opponent also has some like supper cards in the deck, so that's always how it is with Cube, right? You go, oh, the top shelf rather of my opponent's draws I'm bad against, but I'll be fine if they draw averagely. I think it's my opponent could be saying the same, like, whoa, I'm playing against unfocused red with crappers like One Ring and Dak. It depends on the point of view, right? I like my hand here. I do need to find a third land eventually. And maybe the Epicure is supposed to help me do that. So if I go turn 1 Epicure... Oh, no, in that case, I might as well go... Let's see. Yeah, I want to go turn 1 Epicure because that's like my worst creature, and I want to curve into Gut and sacrifice right away. So next turn, I can go Mutt and Cantrip. Hopefully hit, and then I can start sacking like Blood and Epicure itself. I like this a lot if I hit my third land drop. Then I'm putting on a ton of pressure. Not quite sure what I'm discarding yet for the Mutt, because a card like Fire Blast could be what finishes the deal eventually, right? Okay. Main phase Thought Scour are targeting me. That's awesome. Let's say the opponent has some kind of reanimation. This is sick. They hit Triplicate Titan. Okay, I hit Sheldock. What does that do for me? I think what it does is I'm supposed to go Figure of Destiny, Tapland, and then Gut next turn. Let's see if we're living the dream here. Not quite. So what do I want here? Burn or Preordain? I think I want Burn. So funnily enough, we're in another situation where we have 3 lands, but 2 of them aren't mountains. Vampiric Tutor. Oh boy, I'm scared. I'm super scared here. Did my opponent show Toxic Deluge the other game? I'm not sure. It's also funny, the opponent pot scours me, and I play Sheldog Isle. That's kind of cool. But maybe the opponent's going too big for that to matter, but it's kind of a cool interaction. While we wait for this Vampiric Tutor to resolve, thank you so much for joining me today. This is a blast. I hope you're enjoying yourself as well. Playing Cube always leads to, it forces you to think about new situations all the time. How to make cards work together. Yeah, it's the best. The wedding announcement, I don't believe my opponent Vampiric Tutor for that card. The thing is... Ooh, Mux Jet. Is that good? Maybe not. I feel like I should just get that Gut going, which is... I mean, If my opponent has a Sheldred, I want to force through damage. That's for sure. So let's see. What am I sacking? Could be sacking the blood token. So let's see. I go land. We play around days. I probably do. Play gut. I think I'm staying back with the figure. Do I want my opponent to trade for the figure of destiny? Yeah, maybe. I mean, my mana is going to be so pressured, so I think that's fine. What about that blood token? I think I'm sacking the jet here. And I also think I'm going to sacrifice that blood token this turn. Opponent trades there, takes 5. Reasonable. I'm going to crack this blood token now because... What are we even getting rid of? Maybe not Firebolt. Yeah, maybe Firebolt. Okay. Because right now, my plan is kind of... I'm trying to say, okay, what can I do against Sheldred? What can I do against... Like, maybe I need to rebuild after a sweeper. This is terrifying. The fact that my opponent played Wedding Announcement makes it, in my mind, a little bit less likely that their tutor target was the Wrath of God. But I'm really not sure. Okay. Opponent passes here. I'm confused now. That's for sure. Super confused. So what happens if I just go to combat now? Then I sacrifice the Epicure. I hold up a Braid in case my opponent has anything. Yeah, let's try. Gut must die now. If it doesn't die now, I'm in super good shape. Opponent has 4 mana. The thing about Menace is a Braid can kill a blocker, and then that forces through damage with the skeleton. Let's see here. This could be the Emperor, actually. What's it called? The Wandering Emperor. I didn't see that card the other game, but that's just how this whole situation reads. It wasn't spot removal, but I hope it's like a flash blocker. I can't remember if Restoration Angel's in here. Okay. Sacrifice a non-token creature. That would be good. Is my opponent just gonna take 8 here? Oh. Opponent takes 8. I think I'm supposed to develop a Smuggler's Copter because that represents the 3rd lethal creature. If I play a random creature first main phase, I crew it. That's lethal. All the skeletons, well, both of the skeletons, demand a double block. But let's see if the opponent found anything that's going to change the tide. No, they didn't. Okay, so as it turned out, my opponent Vampiric tutored for Wedding Announcement because their hand had nothing. So they needed to tutor for a quote-unquote one-card combo. And at the time, I only had a few creatures, like small ones, and they hoped that the Wedding Announcement would kind of stabilize against those. I think maybe that logic is a bit flawed because what if I play more creatures? Then, I mean, a sweeper would just be better. And if the plan was to stabilize against a couple of small creatures, then, yeah, the dam just seemed better. That being said, I can't remember when my opponent found their second white, so that could be part of the equation. Anyway, I mean, there's a lot of information you don't really know about when you can't see your opponent's cards. It's just how the game played out, and how I analyzed their situation at the time, it seemed like they needed more than a make 3/1/1 card, right? Okay, we get the job done here against a scary deck that could both tinker Blightsteel us, it could tinker Portal us, it could Shieldred us, it could sweep us with Dam, like a lot of nasty stuff, but we prevailed by only drawing them on a red cards, which is something to think about. Let's see if we can continue winning. See you guys for the next round. Hello, everyone. Round 2 of the Vintage Cube Draft League here with Flashy Burn. I didn't come up with the name yet. We're on the draw. We have a strange looking hand. Turn 1 Valakut from the opponent. Okay, so now I can play turn 1 Grim Lavamancer, turn 2 Tapland. I think that's how I play. Not really looking to break the pedal just yet. My opponent plays some kind of Accelerant, I can kill it. It's kind of cool if the opponent plays a Valakut in mono red. Okay, that seems to be the case. And they killed the Lavamancer. Okay, so I can go Firebolt, develop my tap land. It's a decent way to stabilize. Firebolt, tap land. I guess I play the pedal now because there is a world. This is 4 damage to anything, yeah. There is a world where, let's say my opponent attacks with Lele or something insane, or go like, yeah, I don't know. That's probably the most realistic thing, right? Where I need the pedal end of turn. Mutavault. Palantir. My opponent's going to be very sad about that. I think the way to play this is take the damage here and then just DAC it. Nope. It takes 6 from Oliphant. That was a great flip. DAC Faden, -2 on the Palantir. Pass. So now having up the Bolt could be useful in case my opponent wants to like get in for chip damage with Mutavault. Ah, this is kind of funny. So yeah, let's leave Atrax on top and deal 7 back. Maybe they'd have let me draw it at this point. Oh, they take 7 damage. Okay. That's funny. It's like I put the card in the deck for this reason, but yeah. 7 to the dome. Oh, is this Hellrider? Okay, so very clutch Lightning Bolt here. I get to keep my deck. I get to keep my Palantir. I'm just firmly in the driver's seat right now. I get to sculpt my draws. I'm ahead on life, I would say, effectively. Maybe not actually. +2 the deck. Discard a couple of lands. Play land. Play this because it defends against Mutavault. It punishes if my opponent plays like some bad creatures out. Just a great card. These cards are very low impact. I'm just gonna put those to the bottom and draw fresh. I don't think my opponent's looking to mill here and take a bunch of damage. Figure is a good draw. So now next turn, Fire Blast is live. Synthesizer is fine. Glorified cantrip here. Valakut Exploration. Cool. That's actually some like repeated source of damage. What got exiled? Oh, okay. So I take damage end of turn here. Okay, I have to finish off my opponent now. Because that's gonna be a problem. 1 ring. I'm not convinced I want that card. So what I can do here is double 1-drop Pyroblast. That's probably how you play. Double 1-drop Pyroblast. Oh, I forgot about that. I'm taking 1 damage for each creature, and maybe not play the figure then. Maybe this will be fine. We're going to draw 1 more card here. I don't think these cards are any good. I want to draw a random card through the breach. Time will tell if that's any good. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Rampaging Ferocidon's trigger. But I think playing a 3/3 flyer out is perfect. Ooh. Yeah. That card is the, what's it called? Delayed Blast Fireball or something? Wheel of Fortune. Sure. Yeah, that's not going to end well for the opponent. They're super dead here. Get a land, Valakut Exploration. Now my opponent needs, not even Bolt Fireblast does it, right? Bolt Fireblast, let's see. 1 Bolt Fireblast, that's 8. Okay, the opponent is... Now it's actually possible to die. I mean, I really want to see it, though. Realistically, it's not going to happen. I'm going to take 1 damage here. With, I wonder what the point is. Can't block it cannot block a flyer. It can't block a dinosaur. My opponent can't gain any life either. There's another creature. Fair enough. So yeah, do I want to show them the flash? Can't imagine it means anything. So let's see. I'm probably just supposed to Fire Blast. Fire Blast them down to 3 and fly in for the rest of the damage. I think that's just fine. Don't need to land. Back fading on the Palantir. That was awesome. Okay, so Red Mirror. I like Shadow Spear. I like Pyrokinesis. Pretty sure I like boarding out of the combos. Let's go like that. -4 +2. Glorybringer is decent, I would bet. What about Preordain? Do we even splash that if we... We even splash that if we go this direction? I mean, I could just go Mutavault. What about Preordain? No Preordain? Is that right? I don't think it's right. Hmm. Maybe this is fine. I'm gonna have a little bit of life gain, a little bit of sweeper, a little bit of late game. Okay. I mean, Preordain. It's not the most exciting card to splash, but I want the DAC, so... Okay, I'll try. It's a bit of, not the most conventional way to sideboard in a matchup like this, but generally that's a good way to lose a mirror, I feel like, if I have the like missing pieces. This sounds great. A little bit of removal, a couple of creatures, an equipment that... Black Lotus is a good one. An equipment that hopefully connects at some point. Black Lotus, holy crap. Please just be Hellrider or something. Hellrider. Here, turn 1. That's good. That card is awesome. I think I'm going to take some damage here and try and get the spear online. Take 0, like that. Baden, I also like that. Nice draw. So now, basically looking to keep my opponent busy. Use the Scrapwork Mutt to cantrip into a land, knock on wood, and then try the same procedure as last game, basically. Draining my opponent from resources. Ooh, my opponent one land Palantir hand. Huh. I'm gonna take some more damage here. Wow, I mill over 2 lands. Then it's a good to hit the office, right? Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna discard the One Ring here. Is that crazy? No, I think it's reasonable. Get rid of the One Ring. Draw a Braid, which is, I mean, it's the thing is I have a better thing to do with the Palantir. Does my opponent have Lightning Bolt or Burst Lightning? So let's see if this game even... Oh, Mana Crypt. Okay. I see. I see you, opponent. The Mana Crypt, unless you finish the game off swiftly, can be a real price to pay. So I wonder if the opponent's on racing duty here. It's tempting, right? To go, yeah, I have a Haster and a Palantir, but I also have a Mana Crypt, so... Okay, I like this a lot. The opponent's willing to trade damage. I don't think I should take that much damage here, right? Maybe just give them the card. Yeah, the opponent knows this play. Take the Palantir. Do I just stay back this time? Yeah, that's very possible. Just staying back is a good play. So now my opponent's going to take it, just going to give me a card. Do I? Yeah, I think I want Glorybringer, because then I draw. But what are they going to do? Just take a bunch of damage to the dome? They did. Okay, they got kind of lucky milling over 3 lands after the Glorybringer. Okay, so 5 to the dome. That's not nothing in this world of continually triggered Palantir, me having Bolt, all of that jazz. I feel like the opponent needs to... Well, yeah, I think they need to kill that Palantir eventually. Otherwise, every exchange is just going to benefit me. Oliphant into a mountain. I don't mind. I mean, it's turn 4. The opponent has 2 lands in play. Can't really ask for anything else. Being able to DAC the Palantir twice is just brutal. But there's a couple of artifact removal, and yeah, that's one of them. I was about to mention a Braid and Emberth's Shieldbreaker. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, they killed my creature. Huh. And then a 2/1. So my opponent's planning to beat the Palantir straight up. I'm a bit skeptical here. I'll trade off my Figure of Destiny. I'm very skeptical here. I'm at 18, and I have a Palantir going. Let's see what Dak can find me here. I can see discarding 2 lands. Let's go Shelldock. I have a free spell coming next turn. Pyrokinesis should be a good one. What I can do now is I can say, oh, I don't... Huh. You can have your Crypt. Is that how you play? Or I can say, yeah, get rid of the Crypt. So chain lightning that, upkeep, kill the Crypt. Yeah. I guess that's a decent play, so get one more flip out of it. Pyro Blast is sick. Let's see if the opponent takes a million damage to the dome. They did. They go down to 4. Yeah, that's not really how you're supposed to play, I think. It mills all the cards. There is a chance the opponent simply doesn't know that. That it's only going to be like the top 2. Opponent loses the flip, and yeah, then we can just finish them off with Bolt. I think the opponents, if they plan to play against the Palantir, they can't just take lethal damage. Then they need to fight the card advantage, which is hard in itself. But yeah, next time I think if the opponent shield breakers the Palantir, we actually have something of a game. But yeah, that was just a beating. Dak Faden taking it home against Palantir. Let's see if we can finish the deal with the trophy in the next match. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone. This is round 3 and also the finals of the Vintage Cube Draft League. I'm playing this seemingly, is it burn combo deck, but I keep having like aggressive draws, so let's get the Bowman Courier going early here. The earlier you can get that going, the better the card is for like suicide attacking later. The opponent doesn't kill it, and it can just, yeah, it can be a good card. Gut. That is a draw if I've ever seen one. So yeah, let's play Figure of Destiny, play around the Unlikely Days. Attack with the Bomat Courier, getting the second card under there. This is getting scary for the opponent. But I think because of Orcish Bowmasters and maybe like Fire Ice or something, I'm just gonna level up this figure. I am losing a little bit of flexibility on Bolt in case I wanted to Bolt before my turn, which is not nothing. Let's see if I'm punished for that. Black Lotus. Okay. That's a way for the opponent to win this game. Like, they need some good stuff. So I wonder what kind of Lotus we're looking at here. It's funny, the Through the Breach package has been garbage. Am I supposed to play Dak Faden here? Or Gut? I'm actually going to play Dak Faden because Dak Faden forces my opponent's Lotus now. And if my opponent has some kind of flashy stuff that eats my creatures on combat, they kind of have to do it before schedule, so to speak. If this is just Mystic Confluence, I guess we play on. I have mana in the pool. Cryptic, maybe. Okay. Okay. So... yeah, the opponent was supposed to wait until I actually activated, because now I just gained free loyalty. Ring could be sick later. Okay, so I got some free loyalty on my deck. My opponent has a full grip, but I still have like good cards for days here. Wonder if my opponent's a combo deck. Spellseeker. All those islands. This could be a combo deck. Flash. That is a card. Flash is a card. So how can I beat that Flash? Let's start with drawing here. Okay, these are not terrible. Flash. Might have to beat some creatures, and maybe those creatures die to Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt, who knows? I can get Gut going. Maybe that's one of my only ways to win this game, is get going Gut. If I discard Petal, I can go Gut. Figure of Destiny. Sacrifice the Bomad, which I don't really like. Maybe I'm supposed to sacrifice... Yeah. I need to think here, because this Bomad could also be my way to win this game. So if I discard those two, what's the play? Then I can go Gut. Then I can go Chain Lightning. Then I can go Pedal, sack that Pedal. Attack, get in for 5. Yeah, let's see if this works. When it takes 5 and I have a Bowmat ready to go, I think I'm just trying to maximize damage, really. Because I have a lot of damage here. Flash, if Flash is something like Woodfall Primus, I think we pretty handily beat it. If Flash is something like a Troxa, they need to, find lethal. If Flash is Triplicate Titan, I can do a decent job as well. It looks like the opponent's kind of deviating from that plan. The thing about Flash is it's an instant, so the opponent can catch me on combat where I don't really know what's going on. I would love to draw a random creature here. That's not a random creature. I guess we have time here. Or we have more shots in the chamber, rather. Okay, so that is a random creature. I really like that draw because now I can go Lavamancer, attack with the boys. Yeah, that's fine. I'll sack the Lavamancer. Let's see. Let's see what this is. Okay. So, wonder how many 3/3s this is. Let's just see. 2 3/3s? Well, that's not dangerous. I'll just hold one of them before blocks. Is that good? I'm not even sure. Oh. Okay, so now it's a 6/6. Didn't necessarily think about that. Okay. So now blocking that card is fine. Opponent takes 9. Did I just... Oh, I don't think I missed level, but the play wasn't the best. Let's draw 5 cards here and see what's going on. 5 could be anything. Okay. So play Copter? Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, this is funny. I didn't really know about this card. When it dies, okay. Fair enough. So it's like you keep the 6 power. Not the most dangerous in the world. My opponent needs to combo me out right now. I was kind of getting ready for Triplicate Titan, Worm Coil. I guess Torsten would have been a beating. Okay, opponent concedes here. So I'm guessing I'm playing against some kind of combo deck, and I need to, get a move on and beat this deck. I don't think I can change my setup because I only have like Glorybringer of like even remotely aggro cards to be taken serious. There's something to be said about that deck most likely has Brain Freeze. Am I ready to make that call? Can I board out my least favorite card in this deck and have an Ulamog? It's too crazy, isn't it? Let's see. Triplicate. Yeah, those two work with Flash. That's the problem. Ulamog doesn't. So I have to basically run a blank that I'm hoping stays in my deck. And if I do that, I'll be cutting Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal could, like, aggro my opponent out ahead of schedule. I'm going to see the Brain Freeze before making that call, but a lot of islands on that side of the game. On that side of the table, definitely. Okay, another serviceable hand that's going to lose to Broken, but That you can say that a lot about like vintage cube openers. I think I'm gonna get the Bomad going as early as possible here. It's actually underrated to, let's say you play mono white and you have like 2 lands in the deck, red lands, and just still run Bomad Courier because you don't need the red early. You play this card early, and then in the late game, hopefully you have the source, like, and it's still a threat for the opponents that they might have to kill it en route. I think that's a bit of an underrated part of that card. Chart, of course, the turn 2 play for the opponent, discarding the Brain Freeze. All right, guys, I'm definitely gonna change my situation for game 3 if we get there. Now things become difficult because I think Dak Faden is probably quite strong against my opponent. But if I get Copter into play and I hit my mountain on schedule, no, sorry, not even my mountain, just any land, then I think that's better. Tough call. Play the Copter out mainly because Copter is looting, so I get 2 draws to get the land on time. Let's see if we get dazed here by the pause. Discarding Brain Freeze, so that means and I see the mountain. So right now I'm just, oh, okay, you have through the breach, Underworld Breach. Force Negation, pitching Flash. I don't mind that. Let's see if the opponent has any sweet follow-up. Narset is a sweet follow-up. I do have the Lightning Bolt that I'm very happy about right now because the opponent could go not activate. I didn't think that would happen. So now I can either, if they just have Time Twister, they're just gonna Time Twister straight up, right? If they have to look for Time Twister, this Lightning Bolt is gonna be insane. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of a gamble here. It's like, it's a gamble to do it, it's also a gamble to not do it. If they have to look for it, maybe I'm gonna like this through the breach. Let's see. So attack the Narset. I think that makes sense. Tough call here. If I just play the Ferocidon, I give myself a chance. Okay. Now I'm very happy with my decision. It doesn't make my decision right, but it could work out for me here. I think that's 2 very different things. I'm just trying to think about it. If I play Ferocidon, I get Twistered here. Then play Ferocidon, get Twistered. And I still have a lot of cards in the bank here. I don't know. When I found LED on the Narset activation. Please go Echo! Please Echo! But the thing is, I'm also representing counters here. Kind of annoying. Opponent tries to look for... gonna try and kill that Narset. That worked. I'm pretty happy about that because now I can kind of more freely play Magic. What is this? Turnabout? No, I can't be. Oh, it is. Okay. The opponent doesn't want me to hold up counters, which is very interesting. So LED, and if there's Breach in the opponent's hand, it's over. I have the option to get 4 more cards. Did I cut the pedal? That's the interesting question. I did not cut the pedal. Am I willing to get rid of these 4 to try and hit something I can't even name what is? I'm gonna look at the deck here. I can hit Pedal, Jet, Yeah, that's just not realistic. Let's just pass here. Okay, so we are playing against combo. Okay. Lotus LED and Ruby. Wow, what a hand. So if the last card is Breach, I'm obviously just stone dead. But I have a feeling the last card is a draw 7. Let's see. Wheel of Fortune. Holding priority. The opponent tried to set up that with Narset, and they kind of second guessed themselves, but okay. Yeah, I just assume I'm super dead now. Wow, this. The only good thing is I kept through the breach under Shelldog in case my opponent fizzles. Hmm. The opponent looks to have an awesome deck. Green, is this the big creature? The triplets? No, that's Woodfall Primus. Okay, sick. The opponent goes Woodfall Primus, kills Shelldog Isle, which is awesome. And now I kind of have to find a way around that Primus to win. Hmm. My hand is terrible, but at least my deck is probably pretty strong at rebuilding here. Preordain. Some Abrade, some Chain Lightning. Not sure that's going to cut it. Mountain. Very bad. I think I need 5 new cards here. I think this is just 6 little hands in hand. Come on. Let's attack with Bomat. Trade my 6 cards for 5 fresh ones. Who knows? I'm not going to give my opponent the pleasure to block. These are magic cards. These are definitely magic cards. The breach is the through the breach is gone, but Flash is in here. Want to place a land? Let's see if they actually can go Woodfall Primus to try and stabilize, and then just combo you out. That would be pretty funny. This is not your typical game. Also, it looks like the opponent can easily win without milling me out with Brain Freeze. But I think just the value of, let's say I lose, my opponent puts Underworld Breach on the stack. Let's say that happens, right? And then I just go insta-concede. That is going to make my opponent more likely to go for that play the next game, which could win. So let's see, what are we looking at here? Snapcaster Mage, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, the opponent's going to learn a lot about my deck here. Snapcaster Mage, Wheel of Fortune. I just assume my opponent has 2 mana win the game left in their deck, since they truly just don't care about a lot here. So that's the 3rd creature we've seen that's good with Flash. Maybe that deck has Sneak Attack as well. Prime is attacking. That kind of tells me my opponent thinks this game is going to end like in a good old-fashioned life total situation. Bauble, top of my deck. Let's see what they got a glimpse of. They got a glimpse of a 4/4, sorry, 3/3 channeler, of course. I also have a firebolt in the yard if I'm trying to get in for damage. So I can play 3 1-drops and a mutt. think I'm just supposed to believe that this aggro can go the distance. Let's attack with Henra here. Probably trade off with a Snapcaster. And I have to remember that card is like a threat from the yard. Henra gone. Gonna play the Channeler my opponent knows about. Gonna play Figure of Destiny around Mana Leak. I'm gonna play Mutt, discarding most likely Mountain, I guess. Grunge Grimble Lavamancer. Play that. I mean, let's see. The attack with Primus is kind of making me believe that I'm not getting comboed out, because then I think I would just prioritize staying back for hasters, not looking to lose too much life out of nowhere. Now with Grim Lavamancer, Flying Channeler, like, that's decent stuff. Let's see if this is some kind of dragon. I think I'm ready to Fire Blast the dragon. Five mana in the pool. Could also just be, hey, I'm gonna beat you with regular damage. Mystic Confluence, getting rid of some clock. A lot of clock, actually. Yeah, I think I have to take the damage. Not sure what I'm supposed to draw here. Maybe my opponent just has that many lands in hand. Gut is very strong, but I have to remember I need to block next turn. Let's play Mox, let's play Gut, let's take it from there. Gut is in the building. Channeler is a 3/3. Lavamancer and Epicure. This is a lot of stuff. What was it? A little lower life total than last time. Let's see. Attack with Mutt. Do I also attack with Figure? Figure is kind of a bad blocker for this situation. Just a 1/1 that potentially represents more damage next turn. Let's do that. What are we sacking? Mux or Blood? Mux or Blood? I'm going to try sacking the Blood, but I could be wrong on that one. It's a pretty close call whether I need the mana or not. One has 3 mana to Hull Breacher. That is a decent one to at least eat the Figure here. I'm going to take 6. Yeah. This is an exciting game because I'm looking pretty good to win this game if I get the turn back. But my opponent really doesn't need much to just crush me here. Let's see. If Gut sticks, yeah, then I tied. Huh. Maybe some huge creature hits the field here. My opponent goes like draw 7 style. What is this? Okay, I see. Okay, so I get brain freezed out of the game here. This game was no, oh sorry, it's not a Snapcaster. When it searches, okay. Fails to find. Oh my god, we keep going. I thought this was a Snapcaster for a second. We keep going here. Thought Scour on me. Down to 2 cards, now library. This is too funny. I'm gonna just look at their deck. Do they have an out? That's basically what I'm asking. I mean, blocking is not going to help them here. I don't think this is going to do it for the opponent. I have one card in my deck. Chain Lightning is an obscene draw here. Chain Lightning. I have 6 mana. I can... I mean, if my opponent had a Cryptic Command, he would have killed me. So, what if I go Kenra from the yard, attack with everything. Kenra from the yard, Hull Breacher can't block, attack with everything, just override. Kenra is 4 damage. This is 3 damage. So I can go Kenra, Firebolt. Maybe my opponent has, like, counters. Okay. Let's eternalize that card. Hull Breacher can't block this turn. Attack with everything. Fire Blast for good measure. Sacking the jet, getting in there with the skeleton. Wow, we threaded the needle there big time. I thought I was so dead with a Lotus LED Ruby. What else was scary moments? Like Hardcast Primus, when it kept attacking, drawing cards with Confluence. What was the Snapcaster for? I forgot. What did they... Oh, Snapcaster Wheel? I mean, it's just, if your deck is able to win, like, you will win, but my only out was just, yeah, your deck is not capable. And I mean, gut forcing through damage is just, yeah, it's a delight every time. Okay, that was a very strange one. I don't think the flash and through the breach part made the deck any better. I mean, obviously I didn't draw it, but I'm just saying I would rather just have good burn cards next time and not mess up my mana as well. But the Dak Faden was super clutch. Like, Cube gives you all these very polarized situations where, oh, Flash and Atraxa were terrible cards to have in the deck, but we kept drawing Dak Faden and beating Palantir. So yeah, nice little 3-0 here. I like every kind of deck in Cube, I guess, and yeah, I hope you do too. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any suggestions on poor choices during the draft, or you notice like what's your favorite play or whatever, I'd love to interact with you guys. But until next time, thanks so much for watching, and see you then.